It's been a long while since we've been waiting for these heroes. The new heroes update is here in Age of Empires Mobile, and Cyrus, Lagertha, Elizabeth, Timur, and Belisarius are coming finally in Age of Empires Mobile, especially in our servers, of course, because the kingdoms for sure have this in their uh, respective servers. So anyway, without further ado, let's now start the deep dive on this new hero update announcement. If you have been waiting for any of these heroes, guys, this is the video for you. Don't look back now and tell your friends about this. Before we start, kindly do like this video and share it with your friends. And also, if you're a new subscriber, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So the new heroes update, brand new heroes will soon join the battlefield. Of course, Catherine brings you their release dates, events, and recommended lineups. Come and learn more. Of course, we're going to do that. First batch of Empire servers. The release times for new heroes in the Legendary Advent and the Mightiest Governor event will be updated according to the battle zones of season progress. We have simultaneous across servers in the same battle zone. New heroes will be available after season 4 of Stellar Glory begins. Details are as follows. So first up, we have Empire 108 to 111, Empire 126 to 129. Then we have the Empire 137 to 143. We have 116 to 119. Then we have Empire 130, okay? Then 150 to 157. A new batch of heroes will be introduced on June 23rd. Then Cyrus the Great and Timur, followed by Belisarius and Lagertha, will be available for recruitment each week in sequence. So we actually have this type of sequence after season 2. So we have here in season 3 only a sequence and not a random output on the heroes' turns on the advent. Here, the Mightiest Governor, though, for Elizabeth will be introduced on the June 30th. So the thing is, for sure, our server is not included in this first batch of Empires who will receive this batch of new heroes. So let's proceed with the update here. So as you can see, Empire 001 to 107, which I am included on, is actually going to have this hero introduced on June 30th. And then our Mightiest Governor event will be first held with Elizabeth on July the 7th. So it's near the Superman opening. So anyway, having that said, we have Empire 120 also and 125. Our 120 to 125, we have 144 to 149. 112 to 115, 131 to 136, and 158 to 163. So we are the second batch to get these heroes. So for those of you who were asking for the previous videos and live streams that we have, so it is now official that our new heroes and season 4 will start at this specific date. So you still have a lot of time to get a Mightiest Governor event placement. So you can still get Ramesses if you want. There will still be one more MGE 100%, and then there's still one or two more advent for the heroes in season 3. So there is still one more surely for Charlemagne and Saladin. So with that, I hope I have answered the questions now about this specific advent, because a lot of players are asking if when are the season 4 heroes coming and how many more advents we have for Charlemagne, Saladin, Mansa Musa, and Mehmet. Okay, so moving forward, it says here that don't worry if your old heroes are not fully upgraded. Starting with the next update, so I think this is going to be this update, they'll return in future legendary advent events. So they said starting this update, which is the next update, then in return they will return in the future. So it's in the future. I think it's going to be in season 5, but there is an assurance that they will return because of these statements. So giving you more chances to obtain these heroes from the previous event. I think that they will still be available in the Heroic Expedition this time around in Season 4, but I'm not 100% sure anymore because of this included announcement in here. Now let's move on with the, I think the next ones coming are the matchups or the lineups that they are actually recommending. So we have here the Counter Attack and Pikemen. If you will notice here, the only change that you will do if you are a Richard player is actually Richard. We're just going to replace Richard with Cyrus on the Boudica and Mansa Musa March. Now the thing is, I don't really like the Whirlwind Sweep in here. You can actually change this to a King's Blade in my personal opinion. So we have here Cyrus the Great's signature skill deals damage when customizable skills trigger. By equipping 2 counterattack skills, he can frequently trigger both his customizable and signature skills to damage massive damage. Now, as I've said, with Richard, we also have 2 massive counterattack damage on Richard, which is the Forceful Retaliation and the Fearless Retribution. If you have been following me for a while, you will notice that all my Richard's build are actually 2 counterattack damages. If you really want Cyrus, and if you can afford Cyrus, the sooner you can get him to tier 5 if you are already a tier 5 Richard, the better. But if you are not able to max Cyrus, at least until level 3, I don't recommend to get Cyrus or to replace Richard with Cyrus until you at least get him to level 3 or 3 stars or rank 3. Okay, Boudica deals high counterattack damage and can further enhance the damage output of the hero with the highest might. That is correct. Making her extremely compatible with Cyrus the Great, Mansa Musa deals damage while providing damage reduction for the troop, increasing their survivability. That is also true because of the Golden Odyssey that we have here. Although the Fearless Retribution also has a heal, but it's only at a small amount. You can actually use Freddy in here for more heals. So the sense here is that you're going to sacrifice a few damage buff from Boudica and exchange it with the heal that Freddy can provide. If you don't have Freddy though and you have already maxed Boudica and Mansa Musa, that is actually okay. Now again, the rings here are good, but the thing is, this is not the Messenger of Destruction. This is the Scorching Flame. I think it was only a mistake on the printing here. So anyway, we have here the Lofty Mountain. That is also okay for Boudica. But right now, what I am using is actually the Ring of Bore. You can maximize your damage with the Ring of Bore and the Messenger of Destruction in this lineup at the same time. Then maximize the Tranquil Water, and that will be a great sustainable lineup for you. Anyway, if you don't have the Tranquil Water, the best next thing after this one is a maxed out Ring of Clover, which is easy to get and easy to level up. Now, moving on. So next up, we have here the Deterrents and the Swordsmen. So the Swordsmen lineup centered around Yodit. So Yodit's signature skill deals considerable damage and has a chance to apply damage immunity, and when stuck, increases commander's skill damage. Mehmed II provides both damage increase and damage reduction, improving the troop's survivability. Lagertha applies the judgment effect to herself and the commander, with a chance to trigger signature active skills an additional time, which creates perfect synergy with Yodit. Again, this is like a Tribuana mashup, but the thing is, Lagertha actually gives you more buffs for your damage. And I think this is going to be a good lineup for the free-to-play players who are actually using Yodit, Tribuana, and Mehmed currently in their lineup. If you are a Yodit user, I think Lagertha is a great addition to your free-to-play lineup. And also, low spenders have Yodit as their main commander that doesn't have Miyamoto in their lineup. I think Lagertha is going to be a good addition in the lineup. Now, the skills here, Executor and Fierce Charge is actually good, with the Raging Bloodline and High Spirit for more activation for Lagertha is also good. Then, this is the standard build for Mehmed for both the Warrior Archers and Warrior Swordsmen, which is the Owl's Demand and the Fistful Haven, which is going to be a great addition in this lineup, giving Yodit more survivability and tankiness. Now, the Effulgent Sun is actually not this one, but the Effulgent Sun is actually good on Yodit because every time that she has a max deterrence, she has additional mites on her arsenal. And with the Effulgent Sun present, dealing a significant amount of damage with a skill present in the Effulgent Sun, you will deal extra damage to your opponent. We have also here the Tranquil Water, but I think the Tranquil Water here can be substituted for, let's say, if you want this lineup to be a little bit tankier and you don't have the Tranquil Water, you can also use the Ring of Clover maxed in here. Then the Skyward Knight is also okay in this lineup if you have no other lineup to use the Skyward Knight into. Now, if you don't have this, the Ring of Deer is actually also a good ring for this lineup. And we're going to have a deep dive on this lineup in the coming weeks, especially when the new heroes are released in our server. So we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So next up, we have the Tactician Cavalry. Belisarius deals additional damage with the commander's skill when facing a single enemy, while his signature skill can trigger an extra customizable skills. Requires learning at least one secondary skills or secondary strike skills, making him the troop's primary damage dealer. Now, Hannibal's signature skill can weaken enemy commanders' strategy and defense attributes. And when combined with the Crushing Impact, reduces all attributes, further amplifying Belisarius' damage. Then Ashoka increases the activation chance of Belisarius' signature skills while granting the troop control immunity status. Now, I am going to ask you guys, Do you think that this lineup can potentially outmatch a Lubu lineup? If you agree, or if you say yes, kindly leave a comment on the comment section down below and say yes, Belisarius, Hannibal, and Ashoka can potentially kill a Lubu lineup. But the thing is, Belisarius is going to revive the Tactician Cavalry lineup, especially if there are players that have been using Hannibal in the first season instead of getting Lubu in the second season. They rather get the other heroes in the other lineups, and then right now you can actually use Belisarius in this lineup. I just don't know yet if Hannibal is the right hero next to Belisarius in here. I think maybe if you are going to use this lineup as a pure damage dealer, because you can see here there's not going to be any sustainability in this lineup. So this is like a 1-2 knockout lineup with Belisarius and Hannibal. Then Ashoka is there to give you a little bit of defense and also to potentially increase the damage Belisarius can make in the battlefield. Now the thing is, you can actually use Justinian in this lineup if you want more survivability. Justinian can also do the crushing impact. Then he will give you a lot of heals and sustainability with his skills. That's why I think Justinian is the second hero that you can potentially use together with Belisarius and Ashoka in this Tactician Cavalry lineup. Now, the skills here are good for Belisarius. These are the right skills. If I was in the position to get him and use him in a Tactician Cavalry March, this is going to be my build also, together with the Guardian Ring. This is also a good choice of ring. Then when it comes to Scorching Flame Ring, it is actually also a good addition in this lineup. The Scorching Flame Ring is actually just 1600 Jeweler's Mark. It's easy to get, and also I think it's going to do a lot of good in this lineup because of its potential increase in the number of commander skills Belisarius can dish out. Now with Ashoka here, we can actually instead get the Ring of Crow for Ashoka in here for more damage potential of Belisarius. But if you're going for tankiness in this lineup, you can use the Drunken Water or the Ring of Clover. But if you want more damage to be dealt in this lineup, you can actually use the Ring of Crow instead in this potential ring for Ashoka. Now, if you have Justinian instead of Hannibal in this lineup, you can use actually the Ring of Falcon in him. Now, moving on with the Tactician Pikeman, which is actually the one that we are looking towards to, because we are actually, or I am actually, looking forward to the Tactician Pikeman. Belisarius deals additional damage with the commander skills when facing a single enemy, same as the last cards we have, and then making him the troop's primary damage dealer, same as the one with the cabs. Now, Elizabeth the First, a signature skill, can convert damage into units, providing the troop with endurance while dealing damage. Now, this is like the cost or the survivability that Elizabeth can actually give. Then Ashoka increases the activation chance, same as the last we have with the cavalry. Now, the only difference is that he is now in this lineup for the pikemen. So I think this lineup is going to be a little bit squishy. So given the history of the pikemen are actually one of the tankiest heroes in the game. Now this pikeman, I think, is going to be one of the squishiest heroes in the game. But the thing is that since they are strategy heroes, except for Ashoka, so I think that they're going to have a little bit more advantage on the warrior or the might heroes that doesn't have a lot of strategy in their attributes. So having said that, this lineup can actually be one of the counter to the warrior pikeman lineup of Cyrus the Great. As long as this lineup is not going to be swarm, I think this lineup can do wonders in the battlefield, especially with Elizabeth present in the lineup. As the last part of this announcement, we can see here the critical strike and the cavalry. Now, as you can see, we have here Lu Bu, Timur, and Atilla. So this is actually my lineup, excluding Timur right now. So for the Guan Yu users, you have for sure Lu Bu, Guan Yu, and Atilla. If you have that lineup, the only thing you need to do is replace Guan Yu with Timur, and everything is good. Now let's read what it says in here, the critical strikes and cavalry. So critical strike rate is the more core of the lineup. When any hero in the troop deals a critical strike, of course, Lu Bu has a chance to perform an additional normal attack. Timur then provides solid damage output while offering damage reduction for the troop. That is a good addition actually to this lineup. By learning Tempered Steel, the troop can recover units and gain additional damage reduction after critical strikes. That is why this is actually very important. Improving endurance. Then Attila the Hun can provide 2 heroes in the troop with the double attack state, significantly boosting overall damage output. We're going to still do a lot of tests before we do an update on our current Lubu lineup guide. The secondary ring that is best for Lubu is the Daisy ring if you don't have the Regent Guardian ring. Now next up, Timur. The Tranquil Water ring for Timur is actually also good, giving additional defense to this lineup, especially that in Season 4 there are going to be a lot of Cyrus for sure in the battlefield, and of course additional heroes for the Pikemen is the Tactician Pikeman, so Lubu is going to have like a hard time in a few battles in the game. But with the addition of Timur, it will even out the bonus damage of the Pikeman against the Lubu March and maybe give off a little bit of slack to the Lubu lineup. Now the lofty mountain on Attila the Hun here is a little bit impractical for me. I think that you can actually change this for the Lord of Eastern Havens. Now, if you do not have those and you have them as a free-to-play player, I guess the best rings that you can get this lineup over here is the Ring of Daisy, the Ring of Clover, and the Ring of Wolf for Attila the Hun. So I think that's the best one. If you don't have the Ring of Wolf and you're using it on a Mulan March, you can use the Ring of Bear on Attila the Hun. Now I think that's about it with that. Let's go to the next lineup over here. We have the double attack and archers with Timur over here. So this lineup is built around the double attack focus secondary strike system. So we have Bellevue, the core of the troop, has a chance to enter the double attack state each turn and deliver powerful damage output when combined with secondary strike skills. Timur serves as a secondary damage dealer, dealing the troop's offensive capability while providing damage reduction. Now, Mehmed III enhances the troop's damage output while further providing damage reduction, compensating for the lineup's lack of survivability. Now, the thing is that here, Timur is not like the hero that is actually in the Lubu lineup. Here, he is going to be the secondary damage dealer. Now, this lineup is only good if you are a free-to-play player and if you didn't get Mulan in the first season. Now, with this lineup, you can actually change your Josephine, because for sure you have, if you are a free-to-play player or a low spenders that didn't get Mulan for your Warrior Archers, I think that it's safe to say that your lineup looks like the Bellevue, Mehmed, and Josephine. Now, Timur is just going to be just a little upgrade on this March if you're a free-to-play player. The skills of Bellevue over here is actually good. We have Pain, Blood, and Dark Flag. Those are actually the skills that I would actually recommend, except for the Dark Flag over here. If we don't need the heal from the Dark Flag, we can actually use the Weak Spot instead of the Dark Flag in Bellevue to give you more damage. Now, the Lofty Mountain is a little tricky for me. Actually, the Wolf Ring is good over here. Then, since you really don't need the Lofty Mountain anymore because you have a lot of survivability with Mehmet. Now, next up with Timur, since he's going to be the secondary damage dealer, Weak Spot is actually a good idea. Spirited Pursuit is also a good idea over here, but the thing is, I'm not yet sure about this lineup. I need to test this one out. The Lord of the Eastern Havens is a good thing over here. Mehmed with the Tranquil Water is also a great addition. Now, if you do not have the Lord of the Eastern Havens, or Heavens, sorry, of the Lord of the Eastern Heavens ring, you can actually give him like the Clover ring, or you can actually also use the Bear ring. Now, with Mehmed over here, it's either Tranquil Water or Ring of Falcon, which the Ring of Falcon gives you more survivability because it has more heals, and then it will give you like either additional heal or additional the defense or damage reduction. Now we have the last one. I think we have the True Damage and Swordsman. Now the thing here is that you can only use this if you are a super core player with a freaking King Arthur in the lineup. Now, having said that, can you use Miyamoto in this lineup instead of King Arthur? Hell yeah, 100% you can use your Miyamoto instead of King Arthur, because let's face it, not every spenders in the game can actually afford a King Arthur. Like me, I'm a spender but I'm still at BIP 14. I do have though Constantine the Great in here, and I would love to try Lagertha together with that, because my current lineup right now is Miyamoto, Tribuana, and Constantine the Great. If I will get Lagertha and Lagertha, sorry, and I can actually see that Lagertha is more fitting in the lineup than Tribuana. I will say it to you firsthand because I really am using a Warrior Swordsman since the beginning of time in Age of Empires Mobile. So the King Arthur enters a blessed state every 2 times his inherent skill is triggered, allowing his attacks to ignore enemy defense and deals devastating damage. Constantine the Great provides the team with formidable sustainability. Lagertha can grant herself and the main commander the Judgment status with a chance to additionally trigger the inherent active skill, enabling King Arthur to enter the blessed state more quickly and frequently. This team balances output and sustainability. That is correct because King Arthur is actually a huge damage dealer hero or huge damage dealing hero. Then the team balances out the output and sustainability, boasting exceptionally powerful combat capabilities. Now with the addition of Lagertha, sorry, I always mistaken this name with Lagertha. Now the thing with Lagertha over here is she is going to empower King Arthur with additional damage. Now the thing is with Tribuana, you are empowering Arthur and Miyamoto in a way by giving them more ability to activate their skills. Now with Lagertha over here, she can also give them more damage from her buffs. That's the thing, and also she has also like a Tribuana skill that can potentially increase the activation chance of the other skills of the hero. Now with the added high spirit here, it will eventually give them much more activation chance. I can see why Constantine the Great have the tenacity here instead of the high spirit for more activation, because actually King Arthur will not be able to, or Lagertha also will not be able to help Constantine activate his skill every time. That's why I think the tenacity and peaceful haven here is a wise choice in this lineup. The Effulgent Sun is quite the best, actually one of the best rings you can use on a King Arthur, no doubt about that. Skyward Knight, if you want your commander to have the best damage possible, your Skyward Knight over here is actually the best go-to. Then for Constantine, you can actually use Tranquil Water, Ring of Clover, or you can use the Ring of Falcon for more heals, more activation of the Fistful Haven, and more defensive capabilities. I think that is way better for me, in my opinion, than Tranquil Water 100%, as long as your Ring of Falcon is properly maxed out. Now, there's a tip over here at the end of the cards. The hero event times mentioned above are preliminary information, okay? And may be subject to adjustments. The final release times and secondary and scenarios will be based on the actual in-game situation. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Catherine. Anyway, guys, the questions are for you. Do you have any heroes in mind here in the new hero for Season 4 that you are eyeing? Do you have the resources to use Cyrus? Do you have the capability to use Lagertha and maybe potentially benching your Tribuana in here? Are you up for a new adventure with your Elizabeth over here? Or are you like me that's really looking forward to getting Timur and benching Wanyu for the betterment of your Lubu lineup? Or are you intrigued on how Belisarius will play his part on both the cavalry and the pikemen? Whatever your opinion is, whatever your thoughts are, I want to know them. Kindly leave them all out in the comment section down below, and let's have a little brainstorm and exchange of thoughts and information. And if you like this video and if you want more videos like this, or if my video helped you in a way, kindly like the video, smash that like button, hit that share button, and share it with your friends. And also, if you are not yet a subscriber, please do subscribe to the channel. It will help us grow our channel and potentially help the community through our channel. And also, if you have any further questions regarding Age of Empires Mobile, I am always down for it. Just message me anytime here in any of my videos in YouTube. Just leave a comment, and then I am also available in Discord. If you want a account coaching, kindly be a member first, and then hit me up on my Discord channel, and I will check out your account for you, and let's upgrade those accounts. And with that said, guys, hope you enjoyed our video for today, and hope you are as excited as me in getting a new hero for Season 4. And as always, thank you for your support. Have a good day, Emperor, and TITOBODS out.